Boston Bruins win 3-2 in regulation on the road over the St. Louis Blues. Yes, the St. Louis Blues have lost their last two going into this game. Before the loss, though, the Blues were 4-4-0 at home and had played kind of well at home, though they didn't score a power play goal at home yet. Don't worry, both of those things will change for them because the Bruins are in town. As always, I'm going to cover the highs and lows of the Bruins game, and I'm going to try and focus on the highs because as Bruins fans, we need a little positivity in our lives right now. Also, Matthew Poitras did practice with the Providence Bruins, so it looks like he will be staying in Providence for some time, and Montgomery spoke about it before the game. I will get into that as well. So buckle up, Bruins fans. I'm here to give you the latest info on your beloved Boston Bruins. If you've been liking my Bruins content, please leave me a like and subscribe. If you've already done so, thank you, and let's get into it. Before I get into the game, I wanted to address Montgomery's comments before the game about Poitras and the lineup changes again.
With Geeky back in the lineup, is putting him with Pasta and Zucker, is that the idea to kind of jumpstart his game quicker?
Well, I just think, most importantly, they've had a lot of success in the past, especially last year in the playoffs and in the regular season. So we're hoping it's going to help the team and help him.
And Matt Poitras sent down, what was kind of your message to him on the way down?
Players like David Krejci and Brad Marchand spent a year and a half in the minors. Don't look at this as a negative, although, it's hard not to when you're the person. It's an opportunity to go play, get your game back. He's a huge part of our future. We know that, and we're excited to watch his development and come back.
No extra bodies. Are you expecting to bring someone up? You have no extra defenseman or forward right now.
Yeah, I don't think we have a definitive plan right now.
Most of you guys have gotten off to such great starts the last 2 years. What's led to this start maybe being a little more challenging versus the last couple of years?
Yeah, I just think, in simple terms, we haven't been defending well enough. We haven't been scoring enough. Special teams aren't where we're used to seeing them. So we're off to a slow start, but we look at it as, okay, we started off great the last 2 years, but we weren't playing in June. So, get off to a rough start, overcome adversity, grow together, and play in June.
Is it always nice to come back to St. Louis? And I know you obviously have roots here for a long time. You've been here before several times in the past, but what's it like coming back?
Oh, it was great. Yesterday I had 20 family and friends at Vito's, where you and I met. Just had a pizza party. It was great.
You sound like you liked the energy at the skate this morning.
I did. I thought guys were into it. I thought our passing was the best I've seen in a while. So it's good. Players are loose. They're ready to go.
I want to start off by saying I think it's great that Poitras has the right attitude here, as reporters from the Bruins area have all said that he was all smiles at Providence practice. And from the sounds of it, I think the advice Montgomery gave him was good. It's not a secret that Montgomery is a player's coach. So when we have seen him get mad at players on the bench and bench guys, it's fair to say these actions are uncharacteristic of him. I know there was a lot of people in my comments saying that Montgomery doesn't develop young talent. Well, it's the GM who decides who goes to the minors, not the coach. Frankly, the team hasn't played well, so maybe it's the best thing for him to go down, get more ice time, and get away from the drama that is the Boston Bruins right now. You let me know in the comments, though. You've had time to digest this whole Poitras thing, so let me know how you feel about it. I know this is a game recap video, but I wanted to share a little news about Poitras. So, as we've gotten used to it, and we saw in the clip, Montgomery did some lineup shuffling. And because Poitras had been sent down, the Bruins had literally no one left on the roster but Geeky to slot back in. Did I have Geeky being slotted on the top line on my bingo card this year? Not a chance. But at this point in the season, why the heck not? We've seen almost every winger on the team up there, and why not give the guy a chance who's been struggling all year? I can't believe I'm saying this, but what do they have to lose? Johnson didn't look great there. Heck, neither did Marchand. Might as well think outside the box on this one. I also think Marchand has looked a lot better on the second line with Lindholm and Brazeau, and they looked good again last night. The first period, David Pastrnak looks like a man on a mission. Until Zacha gets a shot, Pastrnak has the first 6 shots on goal for the Bruins in the first period. He was skating with pace, shooting with purpose, and not passing first. I'm guessing he was told to shoot more, but I will say, if you look at the score sheet in the Bruins wins and the losses, heck, when the Bruins score goals at all, Pastrnak is all over them, and he was again tonight. A lot has been said about him this year, and I'm sure his defensive game isn't what some Bruins fans come to expect from a Bruins player, but at the same time, why should it? Pasternak's job is to generate offense for this hockey club and nothing more. Don't kid yourself into think he will one day become this dynamic two-way player, because he won't. He had the luxury in the past of playing with Bergeron, and he no longer has that. So we just see these ridiculous giveaways or bad penalties more. When he backchecks or gets a takeaway, it's just a plus at this point. If you don't like that style of play, sure, complain all year. That's your prerogative. Pastrnak isn't changing anytime soon, and frankly, he's been the only consistent forward offensively on this hockey club all season. He has also been consistent on taking stupid penalties, but so is the rest of the team. But more on that later. Before the game, Montgomery put Hampus Lindholm back on PP1, and they got some looks in the first period, but still failed to generate any chances where you thought it might go in. Saka gets a nice look in front of the net, but a Blues player gets a stick in there, and it really ends up being nothing. The power play still looks slow, but Lindholm did move the puck more from the back end, and at least the puck was in the Blues' end more instead of being failed to break out after failed breakout when McAvoy was the quarterback. But in the end, the Bruins' power play didn't look good, and is becoming an issue, and if it doesn't get fixed, they're in some trouble. Especially after what happens to Lindholm with 3 minutes remaining in the period. Lindholm gets in front of a shot from the point, and it hits him directly on the knee. At first, it looked like a stinger, and you even see him leave the bench and you think, it's just the end of the period. They're just going to check it out. Nope, he doesn't return, and after the game, the Bruins announce he's got a lower body injury. I'm sure we'll hear more about it today after he's evaluated. Lindholm being one of the bright spots on the back end offensively. I hope he's back soon. Swayman, who got the start, looked sharp in the first and was cutting down angles and looked confident in the crease. Now, the second period was the Bruins get in trouble again with penalties, and the Bruins PK looked like poop once again. They look like they're sitting back and letting St. Louis get set up and not attacking like we've seen them in the past. It looks like the PK is afraid to make a mistake right now and not confident at all. It doesn't help that once again the Bruins parade to the box with stick penalties that are just careless, and they end up being back-to-back stick penalties. The first power play, the Blues have the puck in the Bruins zone almost the whole time and passing it at will, taking shots, collecting the rebound, and the Bruins can't clear it at all. Swayman stops the first shot, but the rebound squeaks over to a wide-open Braden Shen, who is able to tap the puck into the open net, and it's 1-0 St. Louis. Not one Bruin was able to clear the puck out or even cover any player in front of the net. Literally seconds later, David Pastrnak gets a high-sticking penalty, and the Blues are back on the power play, and another player is left wide open in front of the net. No chance for Swayman, and it's 2-0. At this point, I'm baffled on how bad the Bruins special teams have been this season. They now have the 26th ranked PK and the 32nd ranked power play. Truly the worst special teams in the entire NHL right now. Given the way the Bruins have played this year, it's fair for any fan today to think this game was over when it was 2-0 into the second period. Because we've seen no fight from this team this year, but something was different. Usually, the stinker is in the third, and now the stinker's in the second. So there's hope. The Bruins have played very good 5-on-5 hockey this season, and the third period was no different, as the Bruins dominated the Blues. They had some bad issues, but still, they kind of dominated this period. I'm okay if the new pattern is back to the same old Bruins from the past, and they have a stinker in the second, as long as we get third periods like we did last night. Heck, I saw Zadorov jump into the rush at one point and make a pass for a scoring chance. At 4:53 into the third period, Pastrnak enters the zone with the puck, makes a great pass over to none other than Morgan Geekie, and the puck is in the back of the net, and the Bruins have life, and it's 2-1. Getting the goal is fitting because everyone, including myself, was puzzled by his placement on the first line. In fact, he didn't play bad there. He wasn't spectacular by any means, but he played the role for Saka and Pastrnak all night. He was the guy getting to those loose pucks and playing hard on the forecheck and the backcheck, and it kind of worked. It's only one game, so let's not get ahead of ourselves, but it worked. 4 minutes later, another player that needed to get back on the score sheet, Charlie McAvoy, takes a shot from the point. It has eyes, and we got a 2-2 hockey game. It wasn't like it was a laser from the point, but it was a shot. In the past, we've seen McAvoy try and make that extra pass, cause a giveaway, but he shoots this time, and guess what? It's a tied hockey game. Swayman is keeping the Bruins in the game and making sure they have a chance to win. And the Bruins are executing their forecheck better in the third period and getting to those loose pucks. The Bruins continue to pressure all period, and St. Louis doesn't seem to have an answer. And at 18-13 mark of the third period, Lowry makes a nice move to keep the puck in the zone. The Bruins have a couple shots, a loose puck pops out, and McAvoy elects to pass to a wide-open David Pastrnak in his office, and we get the game winner from Pastrnak, and we got a 3-2 hockey game. That was Pasternak's 5th career go-ahead goal in the final 2 minutes of regulation to tie him for second all-time with the Bruins with David Krejci. Ray Bourque is first with 7 goals. In fact, after the game, Montgomery tried to speak to the positives of the game and the things the Bruins did right, and I hope this is the same message he gave to the players in the room.
I'm happy with was this morning we had a lot of energy. The players were excited to play. I thought we were going to be good. We started the game well. They scored a couple of nice power play goals in the second. We fell behind, but we talked about staying with it for 60 minutes and playing the right way. And even though we made a couple of mistakes in the third still, because you're going to make mistakes. It's a game of mistakes. We just kept battling. We kept playing the right way. We got to the goal line. We got some greasy goals. I know the last one was a really nice goal, you know, but even if you look at McAvoy's goal, the shot is beautiful. But how we got that puck recovered, the battle by Lindholm, and then Brazeau beats two guys, gets the puck over to Marchand. It's a second and third effort league we talk about a lot, and that's how you score. What I'm happy with was this morning we had a lot of.
Did we get a complete game from the Boston Bruins? Nope. But we got 2 good periods, and I'm taking the win, and I'm taking the positives from this one. They're third in the Atlantic and only 2 points behind the Leafs, who lost to Ottawa last night. Allmark got a shutout, by the way. And the Panthers lost to the Devils, so they're only 4 points behind first. Lots of hockey left, but for some reason or another, the Atlantic has been a weird one earlier in the season. If the Bruins win 2 of their next 2 games, and one of them is against Dallas, we could see the Bruins in second by the end of the weekend. With so much of this season being drama or negativity, I'm going to take the positives out of a 3-2 comeback win last night, and hope that the team is turning things around. Are they perfect? Not by a mile. But they showed fight last night for the first time all season, and my hope is we'll see more of this. They also didn't throw a good performance away from their goaltender like they've done to Swayman and Korpisalo countless times this year. I want to hear your thoughts on what positives you took from this game. That's a wrap on today's video. To stay up to date on all the news surrounding the Boston Bruins, please subscribe and drop me a like. If news breaks surrounding the Boston Bruins, be sure to check out the channel. If you've already subscribed to the channel, thank you, and I'll see you next time.